Welcome to the AI for Career Success podcast by Curt Robbins, where we help you get smarter than your competition.
I'm Daphne.
And I'm Fred. Today we're looking at some material suggested by our producer, Curt Robbins.
It's an article that I think is mandatory reading for anyone thinking about their career. It's called AI Predictions for 2026, written by Cris Ippolite.
And it was published on LinkedIn right at the end of 2025, so it's very timely.
Our goal today is to really unpack these predictions for you, the working professional. We want to focus on how they'll impact your productivity, business costs, and most importantly, the skills you need to be learning right now.
We're going to cover 6 key areas. The shift to small language models, or SLMs.
How voice and multimodal interfaces are changing things, the big push for ROI.
Right, and then co-pilots, governance, and finally, the move toward unified platforms. It's a full roadmap for 2026.
So let's start with that first one, the economics. Small is the new smart.
Yeah, this is a big shift. For the past, 2 years, all the headlines have been about these massive do-everything models with hundreds of billions of parameters.
But the trend for actual businesses is moving toward these small language models, the SLMs. They're compact, specialized, and built for a very narrow set of tasks.
So not trying to do everything for everyone.
Exactly. And for an enterprise, that specialization translates directly into huge advantages in cost, in speed, and efficiency. We're not talking small savings here.
The article had a comparison that was pretty staggering.
It really was. A specialized model, something like Mistral 7B, was estimated to handle requests at a 99% lower cost per query than a massive model like GPT-4.
99%.
I mean, when you think about it, the main cost is running the query. So if you cut that by 99%, it's not just saving money.
No, it lets you use AI everywhere. It moves from being this experimental, expensive tool to just a core utility.
And that's the career relevance piece. Companies get control back. They can run these models on their own servers, keep their data private.
And not get locked into some big tech vendor's API.
Right. So the skill you need isn't just using some big general model. It's about knowing how to fine-tune a smaller model with your company's specific data to make it an expert.
That explains the market growth forecast. It's huge.
It's expected to grow nearly tenfold. And that growth means a huge need for people who can manage that kind of specialized AI.
Okay, so if the AI is getting cheaper and more specialized, it could be everywhere. Which leads right into the next prediction, which is how we actually talk to it.
Voice and multimodal interfaces. This is hitting the mainstream now.
And we're not just talking about your phone's assistant getting a little better.
No, this is about deep integration into how we work. The AI-generated voices now are, well, they're so lifelike that people often can't tell them apart from a human.
So voice AI is really moving into the professional world.
For sure. The article gives some solid examples. Voice AI bots are going to handle a real share of customer service calls, maybe just 1% to start, but that's still a massive number.
And it's not just about cutting costs, right? It's a revenue driver.
Absolutely. Look at sales. AI voice agents have been shown to set 2 to 3 times more qualified appointments than human staff.
While cutting costs in half, that's a tool you can't ignore if you're in a customer-facing role. You have to know how to leverage that.
And it goes way beyond sales. It's coming for your daily admin tasks. Gartner predicts that by 2026, a quarter of all digital workers will use AI voice assistants regularly.
So 25% of all our interactions with apps will be voice-based.
Think about that. Instead of clicking through menus, you just ask for a report or query a database with your voice.
And the real power is when you blend inputs. The multimodal part.
We already see it with AI note takers in meetings. Over 20 million people are already using them.
It's a huge time saver. It transcribes, summarizes, pulls out action items. It means you never miss a key detail.
The efficiency you get from that kind of interaction is just, it's undeniable. These aren't just cool experiments anymore.
They're real utilities, saving real time.
Let's take a brief break for a special message from our producer, Curt Robbins.
Hi, this is Curt Robbins. First, thanks for listening. I truly appreciate your support. I want to let you know that I'm currently accepting new clients. My rates are affordable, and I have more than 25 years of experience working for enterprise companies like Microsoft, Northrop Grumman, Oracle, PNC Bank, FedEx, USAA, and Wells Fargo, among many others. If you want to improve your IT documentation and communications, hire me. I deliver fast, know how to use AI to improve efficiency and accuracy, and love going the extra mile to satisfy my clients. Thank you for subscribing and listening. Back to you, Daphne and Fred.
Welcome back to the AI for Career Success podcast.
Okay, so before the break, we talked about AI getting cheaper and more conversational. Now we get to the big business imperative.
The shifts from just playing around with pilots to production systems that have a clear return on investment, ROI.
The pilot phase was fun, but it's over. Executives now demand real, measurable results. And you can see it in the spending global enterprise. AI spending jumped more than sixfold to almost $14 billion in 2024.
But there's a big reality check in here, too. Scaling is hard.
It's incredibly hard. The data showed that 42% of organizations abandoned most of their AI projects before they were fully deployed.
42%. That's a lot of failure. Why?
Because they couldn't prove the value or the integration was just too complex. And that high failure rate is what's forcing executives to only focus on measurable workflows.
The quick wins.
Exactly. No more shooting for the moon. And that pragmatism leads right into the explosion of AI co-pilots.
Because they directly help a human do their job better. The ROI is obvious.
By the end of 2024, 3/4 of knowledge workers were using AI tools every single day. They're not optional anymore. They're as standard as email.
And the ROI is often measured in time saved. The Morgan Stanley example was perfect.
Yeah, they rolled out a generative AI tool that saved their financial advisors 10 to 15 hours per week on admin tasks.
Just think about what you could do with an extra 10 or 15 hours a week. It frees up the human expert to do the high-value, nuanced work that an AI can't.
And we see that across the board. AI chatbots and customer support, meeting assistants for managers, enterprise search for researchers, all these tools reduce administrative drag.
The article also points to the future of co-pilots, where they're not just drafting text, but actually doing things.
Right, like OpenAI enabling direct shopping through a chat interface. The line between searching for something and buying it is just disappearing. The co-pilot is becoming an agent that executes tasks for you.
And as AI gets that deeply embedded executing transactions and all that, the need for governance and just trust, it becomes critical.
That's the fourth big prediction. And it's the main thing slowing down ROI at scale, the fear of AI hallucinations or bad data or security risks.
If you can't trust the output, you're not going to risk your business on it.
And for you, the professional, governance isn't just some IT problem. If your co-pilot makes a mistake and you act on it, that liability, it comes back to you.
So what are companies doing about it?
They're building stricter processes to validate the outputs, check for bias, and ensure the AI can explain why it made a certain recommendation.
They're also using some interesting tech to fix AI's own weaknesses.
Yeah, things like knowledge graphs and retrieval augmentation, or REG.
Can you break that down? What's retrieval augmentation?
Think of it as forcing the AI to double-check its work against a verified company manual before it gives you an answer. It has to ground its response in a factual, trusted source.
So it's not just guessing based on its training data.
Exactly. That grounding in facts is the key to reducing those hallucinations that kill everyone's confidence in the system.
And then there's the whole regulatory side of things, like Europe's AI Act.
Right, which will require companies to be able to audit their systems. The takeaway is simple. Responsible AI isn't optional anymore. Trust is now a key performance indicator.
Okay, so our last two predictions are really about the plumbing, the infrastructure that makes this all work, and starts with simplification.
The move to unified platforms. For a while, the AI landscape was a mess. You have one tool for this, another vendor for that.
A patchwork of different systems.
Companies are tired of it. A survey found that 88% of enterprises are looking to standardize on a single AI platform.
88%, that's an overwhelming majority.
And the benefits are purely practical. It's easier to integrate, your data isn't fragmented everywhere, and it's just cheaper to bundle things.
So IT teams can focus on strategy instead of just trying to make different tools talk to each other.
But for you, the end user, it means you have to get really good at whatever platform your company chooses. That platform becomes the operating system for your career.
So let's bring it all together. AI adoption is becoming, well, pragmatic. It's focused on ROI.
And it relies on trust. It's shifting toward cheaper, smaller models that we interact with through conversation.
The core message seems to be a shift from the excitement of experimenting to the hard work of execution.
The days of casual experimentation are over. Mastery is now the metric.
So the question for you to think about is this. Which of these 6 trends, the cost savings of SLMs, the efficiency of voice, the demand for ROI, co-pilots, governance, or unified platforms, which one is going to change your job the fastest?
And how are you getting your skills ready for that change right now? That's the real strategic work for the year ahead.
Thank you for listening to the AI for Career Success podcast from Curt Robbins, where we help you get smarter than your competition. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share. We'll see you next time.